Hey, what's going on, guys? It's SPT Killerwood. Coming back at you again with another haul video. This is my horror video haul, episode 2 for the month of January. Got a few titles here for you today. Figured I'd go ahead and show you so I can go ahead and get this uploaded. We'll try to push through this real quick. Um, Sorry if I don't sound too enthused, but I don't know, just feeling a little under the weather. I guess I got a cold or something coming in or something. But anyway, but this is the stuff that I've got, throughout the month, from Facebook or eBay or, stuff that I've ordered online from other places. But yeah, let's just get through it and we'll see what we got here. First up, we have Rob Zombie's 31. I like this movie. A lot of people don't. I think it kind of gets a little bit better every time you watch it. Um, I've always enjoyed it. So, I used to have this a while back when I sold all my stuff. I mean, just a long story short, guys, I had a huge collection back in the day and I wound up selling a lot of it to use the money for other things. So now I'm kind of having to go back and kind of buy stuff that was in my collection to begin with. So I think I found this on eBay for like $3 or $4. It had the slips in good shape, got a few little dings on it, but I mean, what can you really expect? So, but yeah, that's Rob Zombie's 31. Yeah, you can see kind of right there. It's kind of, it is what it is on these movies right here. I mean, I don't expect it to be 100% perfect, but it looks better with the slip at least. So, got that. Finally, my copy of Terrifier 1 came in. I know my last video I showed, Terrifier 2 on 4K. I had never actually owned this on Blu-ray up until just now on this, but I mean, I have seen the movie. It's a really good movie. And I heard the second one's just bonkers. I haven't watched the second one yet. I was waiting for this one to actually come back in so I could kind of just watch this one again and then watch the second one because it's been a while since I've seen this. But it finally came in, a few weeks ago. So I just kind of stack everything up in a pile until the end of the month. Next up, we have Don't Breathe, a good home invasion movie. With a slip. By now, I'm sure probably everybody's probably done seen this, but that's Don't Breathe. I've seen it. It's a good movie. Then I got part 2. This one I have not seen yet. So looking forward to watching this one. Heard it's still pretty good though. Maybe not quite as good as the first one, but definitely. I think it'll still be good and creepy, and so I'll check that out. I got both of them for like $10 or $11 together from the same seller, so wasn't bad. I know this one comes out on, they've made a 4K copy of this one, but I don't need every single movie on 4K. I mean, if I can get this for like $3 or $4 or whatever, 4 or 5, and they had the slip, I'll take that instead of spending, the 15 or so, whatever it is for the 4K. That way now when I put them on my shelf, both of them will be together instead of one on my Blu-ray side and then one on my 4K side. Next up is my copy of Action Mutante or Mutant. I think it's actually Mutant. It's just the way it's pronounced in Spanish. But this movie right here is bonkers. This is actually on 4K. This is from Severin. I ordered this with my Black Friday package, but this was the movie that if you watched my Black Friday pickup video, this was the movie that I alluded to saying that it wasn't with my order. They had some issues or something with it, so they sent this one out later. But yeah, it did come. I've watched this. This movie is really good. But yeah. Finally, I was able to get a copy of I Drink Your Blood from Grindhouse. It's got the box style. I've been waiting for a while to get this. I've seen a lot of them on eBay, and people were trying to get like 60 or like 70, and I just wasn't willing to pay that for it. So I finally found one for like, I think maybe 30, about half the price. Just got lucky with it and jumped on it as soon as I seen it listed. So, you got to check, if you're on the hunt on eBay on some of these movies, just check every single day because you just never know what somebody's going to list. You could check it today, might not be nothing. Check it 3 hours later, it could be exactly what you're looking for. So I check eBay on a constant, regular basis. 4 or 5 times a day. You can always just look something up that you're looking for, save it in your search, and that way whenever it is listed, you'll kind of get a notification for it. Um, but yeah, but that is I Drink Your Blood from Grindhouse Video, or Grindhouse Releasing, I should say. There was two other movies that came with this too. It was I think it's I Eat Your Skin and The Blue Sextet. I watched The Blue Sextet just to kind of get an idea, see what that was. It says it was like an X-rated psychedelic shocker. It wasn't too great. Um, I'll probably watch I Eat Your Skin next, and then finish it off with the I Drink Your Blood. Um, so yeah, I'm very glad to have that one. Grindhouse doesn't release very many movies, but I still like to have them. Next up, we have Black Sabbath with Boris Karloff with Mario Bava. This is the Kino release. I could have got this on Arrow, but I figured I'd get the Kino release because it's a little bit up. It's more of an updated version. Excuse me, guys. It probably look a little bit better. So this is like an anthology. Anything Mario Bava does is pretty good. So definitely glad to have this one finally. Then next up, I also got Mario Bava's A Bay of Blood. Supposedly this is like the first true slasher movie. It predates, Halloween, predates Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it was like done in 1974, if I'm not mistaken. 71. So yeah. But a lot of the kills from the Friday the 13th series was inspired from this movie. So this is actually, from what they say, is a true slasher, the very first one. So I haven't watched it yet. I definitely want to dive into this. I mean, there again, I could have got this on Arrow, but I'm just trying to stay away from like all the Region B movies. Because I hate it when they put the stupid rating label right here on the spine, on the front, and then on the spine. I don't want to see all that. So then next up, we have the Chill Factor from Arrow. Just kind of a crazy movie. I heard it was okay. I'm not really expecting too much on this one. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, at least the cover looks kind of cool, right? Something about like I guess ski mountain, people getting murdered up there on the ski slopes. So we'll see. Been wanting to get it for a while. I didn't pay too much for it. I'm trying to like knock these movies out that on my back catalog titles for Arrow. If I can try to catch them for like, anywhere from like $10 to $15 range, that's my goal. Because I just don't want to pay what some of these people are trying to charge for them. All right, the next stack is a lot that I bought from a guy on Facebook, and it's Arrow titles. So I needed all these in my collection. But we have the Don't Torture a Duckling, Lucio Fulci. It's about I guess child murderers or something like that. Not quite sure. I didn't really read all into it, but you can definitely sit here and read some of this if you want to. If you want to pause it and read it. I heard it's pretty good. This is one of the Fulci movies that I was missing. I'm trying to get a good bit of them, like him and Argento. You just can't have enough of them. Even though if some of them are good, some of them are okay, and then some of them are just kind of eh. But if you try to collect them, for the people or whatever, then you want to try to get them all. But Don't Torture a Duckling. I heard it. Like I said, I heard it was pretty good. So I got that. And I was finally able to get a copy of Audition. This was put out on Scream Factory a while back. But there again, people are trying to charge like 30, 35, or 40 for it. And I don't, I don't love it that much. I mean, I heard it's a really good movie. These Japanese horror movies are usually pretty good. You have to sit there and just read the subtitles, but it's okay. I don't mind. But Mike Takashi, Miki Takashi, whatever, however he pronounces his name. He does some really good stuff. I think he done like what was it, Jew on or something maybe. Um, Ichi the Killer. He's done a pretty good bit of stuff. So his movies are usually pretty good. So that's Audition. Uh, Next up we have Slugs. Just a crazy creature feature. Um, I haven't seen this one. But I'm sure it'd be hilarious to watch this. I love that cover though. That's just a great, just like a retro style kind of horror cover. I mean, imagine, back in the day when this would have came out, if you'd have walked into like a video rental store and you just seen that. I mean, that would be like, okay, we got to rent this. That cover alone wouldn't matter if the movie was shit or not. You'd just be like, I got to rent that just for the cover. So that was Slugs. Next up, we have Doom Asylum. Just real cheesy. It's just real, really, really cheesy. But, so bad it's good. Um, I don't know why I'll keep looking on the back. They don't ever show nothing. But yeah, I haven't seen this one. Just been waiting to get it. Next up, we have The Driller Killer. Another just insane horror movie from Arrow. Um, it's got a 4K scan. It's was this the 80s, 70 something other. I can't read it because going fuzzy. Anyway, but yeah, I definitely can't wait to see that one. Then I finally got a copy of Creepshow 2. I've been on a kick here lately with these creep shows and stuff like that. Now I got to go back and still get the Creepshow 1. I had it but sold it, so now I got to go back and rebuy it. Uh, I'm okay with this version. They did make like a limited edition box set, two different kinds actually. One was like a US release and one was a Canadian release. I'd love to have that, but I'm not gonna pay for this. I'm good with this. I mean, they're asking like over like $100 for the limited box set, and I mean I don't need all that. Not just for this. If it was something that I really wanted, I'd probably buy it, but still, nonetheless, Creepshow 2, I love the first one, and I've been watching. I even went back and bought, like, well, that'll be in a later video. Never mind. So we got Eaten Alive. This one's really good. It's got a really early Robert Englund in it. Old Buck. His name's Buck, and he loves to fuck. That's what he says in the movie. But yeah, this is about like a old hotel. The dude has like an alligator like in the back, and they're just killing people, man, and dumping them to the alligator. I mean, it's just really crazy. It's done by Toby Hooper. Kind of has like I don't want to label it as like a redneck style kind of movie, but I mean some of the characters kind of seem kind of redneckish a little bit, but just back out in the country. I like it. I like I said, I have seen this one, so this is a re-get. Um, I just wish now I never really would have sold all my other movies. But I bought stuff for like my car and stuff like that. So now I'm just trying to go back and get all these back in my collection. Next up we have Chud, the first one, the cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. This has what was his name? Daniel Stern from Home Alone in it. You have some creatures, underground in the sewers, and it's just a very if I'm not mistaken, I think it's in New York. Just has that very, early 80s, just New York feel to it, gritty, the city, just it's very good, man. I mean, I think everybody loves Chud, even though, could it be better? Sure. But I mean, Chud is great. Chud is like one of these staple movies for Arrow to put out. Still got to get part two from Vestron, but But yeah, you can't go wrong with having chud. That's awesome. And then the last one from this sale or from the lot was the Slayer. I think these people were like trapped like on an island or vacation spot or something like that with like a hurricane or something comes and some supernatural whatever phenomena starts happening. And yeah, I haven't seen this one, but a lot of these movies I've been wanting to get for like a long time, and just like I said, I just didn't want to go on there. If I could find somebody selling them together as a lot and get a better bundle deal. I mean, these were 9 movies that I got from this guy on Facebook, and I don't try to shortchange guys, like what I spend, because I mean, what I spend is what I spend. So I paid 135 for all 9 of them, which is actually a pretty good deal considering that Don't Torture usually goes, for like 35 to 40. Chud anywhere from like 25. You can get it from like 20 to 25. Auditions usually like a $30 movie, and then all the rest of them, if you bought them, around $20 each, and then some of these sellers you got to pay shipping. Some of them are free shipping. So I mean, by the time you add it all up, I probably saved a good little bit on that. Then I also, my next set here, I found a seller on eBay that had a bunch of Vestron titles, so I got what he had that I needed. Trying to get back these again. So we got Chopping Mall, Killer Robots in a Mall. The security gone wrong. It's a great movie. All these are still brand new, still sealed. So I haven't, I've only heard about this one. I haven't actually watched it. But yeah. Vestron definitely put out some good horror stuff back in the 80s. Next up, we have Slaughter High, a really good slasher. It's brand new. Was it from? I don't know. I can't tell. 80 something. Oh, 1986. Slaughter High. Next up is Maximum Overdrive. This one kind of got me a little irritated because when I seen it on eBay, I didn't notice it, and I don't know if it was like that on the listing or if it came this way during shipping. But if I tilt it right here where the light is shining on it, you see that right here, it's like creased all the way up the slipcover. Like literally right where the light is shining on it is where the crease is. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I don't know because the guy had them in the box, and the box was it was just big enough for the movies literally to sit in. And I think this one was on top, so I don't know if maybe if it got creased, it's like right here all the way up and down. But hey, that kind of irritated me because this is one of the main ones that I really wanted. This is like one of the harder ones to get. It's a little bit more expensive. This one seems to be, one of everybody's favorites that's in this line. And I mean, I didn't want to, I tried to go back on my listing and look to see, but I can't really see if it had that crease on it. And I don't know whether, like I said, I don't know if it was already like that or if it got creased when it got shipped. So that's kind of a bummer. I mean, I don't want to go back and rebuy the slip just for that, but I mean, it is what it is. But when you pay good money for this stuff, you want it to be nice and pristine. Next up, we have Shivers, David Cronenberg's another creature feature. This is a pretty good movie. I've seen this one back in the day from I believe it was 88 Films, if I'm not mistaken, had this. If I'm not mistaken, could be wrong, but I think that's where I've seen it from. Um, but yeah, Shivers is pretty good. Next up, we have Dementia 13, the director's cut. I'm guessing the whole movie looks like that, kinda has that color shade to it. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I owned this once before, but I never did watch it even when I had it the first time. Um, I've heard it was pretty good, pretty decent. So, Dementia 13. Next up, we have the Silent Night, Deadly Night collection, which comes with 3, 4, and 5. What's cool about this is this just now got released, about a month ago now. And when this first got announced, people were speculating, is it going to be 3 disc or, 2 disc or whatever. But, all 3 movies are on their separate disc. Um, you got Bill Moseley, Clint Howard. These movies are pretty iconic. Some of them aren't great at all. Most of them, quite frankly, aren't. But I mean, it's still, the collection nonetheless. Now I just got to go back and get 1 and 2. I'm just kind of waiting out for a 4K release on those. If not, I'll just go get the Scream Factory copies. But yeah, you get 3, 4, and 5. Can't go wrong with that. I think you can get them, like don't go to eBay and pay like the $25 or, whatever people are trying to charge. I mean, you'll find it on there cheaper. But if you search your local Walmarts, maybe Best Buy, you can go to like Amazon, and I think it's like, 12, $13, brand new. So I mean, these aren't expensive. That's a good thing about Vestron titles now, as they're coming out, they're reasonable. They're very affordable. They're not 35, $40 for titles. They're like, 12 and 15. I mean, very good. And then last up here we have Blood Diner, Cannibals at a Diner. Grab a table at the Blood Diner, or cut above them, or cut above the rest. This was in 1987. The Vestron, they put out a lot of good horror movies. They put out some other movies too, some they're not horror, but, first they greet you, then they eat you. But definitely the horror movies for their line is what I wanted. I mean, I might go and grab some of the other ones like Little Monsters, uh, Earth Girls Are Easy. They had like a Sundown vampire movie. But then they have other stuff like, Extreme Prejudice and some movie with um, Patrick Swayze or something or other. Nonetheless, I mean, they had to kind of cater for the different audiences, but, they've always been kind of mostly horror with their stuff to begin with. And then last up, I have my subscription for my Vinegar Syndrome. I was trying to decide whether or not, if I wanted to make a separate video for this or just put it with this. So I just put it with it. But, back in January, they had their 10th anniversary sale. They were doing titles for like $10, 10 titles for $10 each day for the whole week. Each day there would be different titles in that 10 for 10 sale. And then, they had their new titles that they, advertised for January or whatnot. But for me, I went ahead and bought the subscription. I said to myself that I wasn't going to do it because, I mean, it's expensive, guys. If you know anything about Vinegar Syndrome, their subscription was like 900 and something dollars for the entire year. You get 10 months of movies, plus you get like, 50% off other stuff. I mean, if you really want to know all of it, you can go look it up. It's kind of too much to say all of it, but if you were a subscriber from last year, they gave you a coupon for like, I think it was like $70 off. So I used that. So my subscription was like 930 or 920 or something like that. I think it was like 920. Either way, that's still a lot of damn money. But you'll get the movies and you'll be saving. So if you add all of them up, what you're getting, it definitely makes up for the price that you're paying for. So, you'll get 10 months worth of movies. For 2 months out of those 12, they do partner labels. So you wouldn't get nothing for that. Like I said, you get like, 50% off the partner labels, 50% off, their Peakorama, 50% off their VSPs, the VSAs. I think now the VSLs, or the labs, it's like a new series they're running now. Then when they have their sales, you can get like, percentages off that. But anyway, so for the 10 for 10, I only picked up one movie out of that whole week. I should have got maybe a couple more, but after spending what I spent, I was like, I can't spend no more. So, but I picked up Blades. This is this is kind of like Jaws. That's what they classify it as. It's a evil lawnmower on a golf course that's going around killing people. So it's cheesy, it's probably more comedy than horror, but it definitely has its horror aspects to it. But for $10, even when they have their sale, you would never got this movie for $10. So I went ahead and picked that up. This one right here, the next one is From Beyond. When this one was announced, and at the beginning of January, I think everybody lost their mind, because this was from Scream Factory. This is on 4K, and I mean, it's just insane looking. Look at that cover, man. You know, um, and now if you try to go on eBay and look and try to get a copy of From Beyond from Scream Factory, you can get it for like $15 now. A movie that was like going for 75, $80 a month prior to this being announced, all of a sudden goes down to 15. And that's the reason, guys. This is the main reason right here. I'm not buying any more Scream Factory stuff because of the fact of this right here. I don't want to go spend a bunch of money for a movie and then literally a month or two, 3 months later, oh, well, so and so is going to release it on 4K. Well, I've got to have it. So, yeah, that's just a little rant there for that. Next up, we have Frostbiter, The Wrath of the Wendigo. Hell Has Frozen Over. I heard this one wasn't too bad. From the people who've already seen it. Some would have thought that maybe this movie would have been with the Homegrown Horrors Part 2 set, but they released this individually. And see, that's the thing with the subscription. You don't really never know what all they're going to release. So you'll get some of the movies that are the bigger title movies that you would expect to have, and then you'll get stuff like this that might otherwise you might not never buy or watch, but when it comes with your subscription, it gives you an incentive on watching it. Now, what a lot of people do, they'll get the subscription and then they'll just sell off what they don't want. They'll try to make some money back on what they spent. Sorry, guys, I had to get some tea. All right, so next up we have Infernal Rapist. This movie was like a Spanish movie. I think it was shot down in Mexico or whatever. About this guy who gets like electrocuted. He's in prison and gets electrocuted, but then this demon or whatever comes back, brings him back to life or whatever, and tells him that he has like one thing that she wants him to do is go around raping people and killing them. So yeah, Infernal Rapist. That's a pretty crazy title. I mean, sometimes you kind of wonder how can they actually even get past excuse me, putting this stuff out. And last but not least is My Hong Kong Volume 1. And this is 3 movies. There was, I think a couple of them was like Cat 3. But you get the Demon's Baby, Erotic Nightmare, and Deadly Camp. And then it's a slip box style. So you got, if I can get this out here. Sorry about that. It comes with the book. We all seen books. We ain't got to sit here and go through that. We know what books look like. But yeah, now this is on a 2 disc. I was really hoping that this would have been a 3 disc. So obviously, with this being volume one, that already tells you there's going to be more. Now the question is how many more and how long is it going to be before more of them come out? And is it going to be, um, is it going to be later this year? Is it going to be next year? I mean, are we only going to get like one volume of this each year, or that's the question. But yeah, guys, like I said, I just wanted to make a quick video of my monthly pickups. Because I think today's the 28th. I don't even know. I think that's what it is. Saturday the 28th, maybe. I've had a lot of this stuff, just sitting on my shelf, just stacked up. Wait, well, my vinegar stuff I just got. My arrow stuff I got like last week, and some of the other ones. Excuse me, guys. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I'm coming down with something. Some of them other ones right here in the middle I've had from earlier in the month, but some of this stuff all just kind of started coming in. But yeah, if you like my channel, if you like the content, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that way you'll be notified when I make videos. I've still got more coming up with my other collections. I'll probably try to get on those tomorrow, depending on how I feel. I'll be at the house by myself. A lot of times it's kind of hard to make videos when got a house full of people here because then the dogs are kind of going crazy and, just kids running around or, just whatever. And, I don't really want to be sitting here saying, oh, I got the infernal rapist, you know what I'm saying? But, I don't really want people hearing me when I'm talking about all this stuff in my house. So, but yeah, now I'm just kind of rambling. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for today. Until next time, I'm SPT Killerwood, and I'm out. Have a nice weekend.